if you guys could make it on time today. Probably three of the biggest, most influential people are here today. Three of my coaches. I got a coach by the name of Coach Lawrence, who first put the ball in my hand, knocking on my door. You see me outside playing football, basketball all the time. I don't know what Coach Lawrence is right now, but he was Coach Lawrence right here. The first coach I ever played with when I was in Little League. First coach. And he used to be on my tail. I didn't want to go. Knocking on my grandma's door. He got to get out of here. And Coach Lawrence would tell you that I was just like all of you kids. Probably worse. I was scary. I probably was the biggest wuss you ever seen. Every time we got ready to do tackling drills, I was in the back. Every time we were trying to fight, I didn't want to fight. I was real soft as a kid, but I could run. I could run. So that being said, when the game came, just run and be scared, and you probably gonna score a touchdown. So that's what happened. Next we got Coach Kelly. Coach Kelly was my middle school track coach at Twin Lakes Middle. And I was in his history class, or was it history? Geography class. 6th grade. And the first day of class, I came in and made a joke. I wanted to be the class clown. And he kicked me out of his class. I tell the story all the time. He kicked me out of his class and he said, I won't tolerate it. I will not have knuckleheads in my classroom. So from that day forward, I developed a big respect for him. And ever since that day, he's been a mentor to me. He's been kind of like a father to me. I would say big brother, but he probably thinks he's my daddy. But Mr. Kelly kind of guided my family along the right path. My parents didn't know where to put me in school. My dad lived all over the country. My mom was a single parent mother. So it was kind of hard for us to figure out what's what. So parents, don't be afraid to reach out to these coaches. So I went to Inglewood High School my freshman year. And I was on the varsity football team. I thought I was the man, but I had no grades. So I was ineligible to play basketball. And I was heartbroken. I had to go home and tell my grandmother I don't have the grades to play. So I got with Coach Kelly. I called him. I said, look, I want to make something out of my life. I want to go to college. And from that day forward, he introduced me to the principal here at Mandarin High School. My first day at Mandarin High School, I did not fit in. I had never went to school with white kids. It was like a culture shock to me. So I came here, I didn't know anybody. I lived on the other side of town, and I was trying to figure out how am I going to do this. I woke up every morning at 5:30. My bus came at 5:30 just to get to school on time. And then I got another guy, Richard Bruno, who was my head football coach here. Here I was, 5'8", 130 pounds. And the first day I came out here, they cut me. Because they looked at me and they was like, there's no way this guy can play football. So I got cut. So I went back home, crying to my grandmother, saying like, they cut me from the team, blah, blah, blah. So they called up to the school, and I met Coach Bruno. And I said, Coach Bruno, I promise you I'm going to be the best DB you had to come out of Memphis. And he was like, looked at me like, what? I said, no, Coach, I'm serious. I said, whatever you got to do to get me in college, I'm going to do it. Coach Bruno took me in his home. He took me in his home every summer. He took me to every football camp. He took me all around the country. And by the end of my senior year, I was the #1 cornerback in the country. Not #2, #1. And I looked him dead in his eyes and I said, I love you. Thank you very much. But it don't stop from there. You look at me, you say, #1 cornerback in the country? What? You look at Leon Washington, 2-time Pro Bowler. Look, we are from the same streets you guys are from. Grew up the same way y'all growing up now. So don't take this moment for granted. Don't take it for granted. I never went to a football camp as a little kid, only when I was in high school. So appreciate what you're about to hear from these guys. I always get emotional when I talk to people because this is real. This is real. This is not fake. This is real. And if y'all don't feel me, go somewhere else because this is real. You want to be able to take care of your family, set your kids up, you can do it. Education involved, you can do it. So take it serious. So the next guy I want to bring up, Leon Washington, a real good friend of mine. Some of you guys went to his camp a few weeks ago. Florida State alumni, probably the best player to come to Jacksonville.
I tell you what though, man, this has been a special year for football camp in Jacksonville.